In order to be able to afford one of these J&D Jokers, as you can see, I've started selling my collection. Let's take a look. Hi everyone and welcome to One Six Figure Focus, and in this video we're going to take a look at the three different versions of the newly announced J&D 1/6 scale Joker. All jokes aside folks, no 1/6 scale figures were harmed or sold in the making in this video. It's actually the detolfs that I've sold. I've sold my display, I'm upgrading my display. Hopefully it will turn out better. If it turns out the way I have in my mind, it should be better. But yeah, detolfs are on their way out, so this is probably one of the last videos you're going to see them in the background. Bit of a gamble, not 100% sure it's going to work out, but look, we'll wait and see. Anyway, yeah, I haven't bought these because it hasn't gone up for pre-order yet, and I don't think I'm entirely interested, but I reserve the right to change my mind. So J&D statue company, about a year and a half ago roughly, they did say they're entering the 6 scale game, and then along came InArt, and then there was, you know, the Hot Toys Artisan Joker and all this kind of stuff, and we're wondering like, were they actually going to do it? But now they're getting closer and closer to what looks like. I'd imagine this is going to go up for pre-order within the next few, could be the next few days, probably the next few weeks I'd imagine, maybe early 2024, who knows, could go up now. But earlier today I saw these photos online. There's 3 different SKUs, so it is a 1/6 scale Heath Ledger Joker from The Dark Knight. This is the definition of a triple threat for me. Absolutely love the source material, love this character, and love this particular version. You know, it's arguably my favorite movie, or one of my favorite movies anyway. But there's been so many of these characters. If you take together, like, you know, the licensed versions, the unlicensed, Hot Toys themselves, going back as far as I think it was the MMS. I had the MMS 68 or 67. One of them was a Joker. This is actually this was my first, like, my first 1/6 scale figure. My first Hot Toy was, I bought MMS 67 and 68 together. But obviously it just got dated looking, and I sold it on. Actually before I went and picked up the InArt one, but I kind of thought Hot Toys were going to do it, but then again InArt did it. So right, going off on a tangent here. So basically J&D have now released a teaser video called, it's Kojin Works, it's like their subsidiary of J&D, and you had a teaser kind of, I suppose, like a video kind of highlighting some of the technology that's gone into this thing, and then you have, like, now the photos will come up with the 3 different SKUs. So we're just going to go through these. So you've got, this is for $800. 1/6 scale figure, $800. Now my thoughts on this are, they're quite simple. At the moment I would say, because it's a Dark Knight, I never really am 100% not interested. Whereas if it's something from the Clone Wars, as much as I enjoyed aspects of the Clone Wars, I don't collect Clone Wars, it's an easy no. If it's sequels, it's an easy no. If it's prequels, typically it's an easy no. Although I have got Cody and I'm getting the clone pile up because I collect Troopers. But you get what I'm saying. Sequels, easy pass. Okay, same with the, you know, the aspects of the DCU and stuff like that. But when it comes to the Dark Knight, I like to give it a look, like to give it a second look and see, you know, can I justify it? Where does it fit in my collection? Do I have something similar to doing the same job? Is it worth the price? And I keep coming back to, even though from what I've seen so far, this looks good with the magnetic rolling eyes technology. The routing looks fantastic. The kind of, I suppose, seamless body, even though it's kind of pointless for the Joker, because let's face it, the Joker, like, he's covered up. Like, where are the main seams in a 6 scale figure? The neck, the wrists. Yeah, and of course the knees and elbows. But look at this guy. His elbows covered up. His knees covered up. Like, all of his hips covered up. The wrists covered up. Everything's covered up. So all these seamless joints, the only one you might get a use out of if you didn't have the purple coat on this and you were kind of posing him with the shirt rolled up. Yeah, but I think, like, if this is going to be your one definitive 1/6 scale Joker, I'd imagine you'd want it in the purple coat. From what I've seen so far, it looks pretty damn good. But when it comes to 6 scale figures, I'm very simple in what I look for. The likeness has to be there. The paint apps has to be there. If it's a rooted, the rooted has to be there, which in fairness it does look pretty on point. The proportions, the tailoring, and then some basic accessories. A lot of outside of that is kind of nice extras to have, but they're not deal breakers. I mean, if the tailoring is brutal, the proportions are brutal, and the head sculpt is brutal, and the hair is all over the place, they're all kind of, those things are kind of deal breakers, really. Like, so looking at this is for $800 for a 1/6 scale figure. Like, I think $250 is expensive. but this is really expensive. Even like the in-art Rooted 2-pack, which I have, and I will stand by it, I think it's amazing. A lot of people were saying that it was $1,000 for a figure. No, it wasn't. It was 1,000 or 1,100 for two very, very high quality 1/6 scale figures, two separate sculpts, all the tailoring, stuff like that, and a very impressive diorama base with real wood and real metal. So like, and a lot of accessories. So it wasn't 1,000 or 1,100 for two figures, it was all the stuff I just named. But this is literally $800 for one figure. So I'm wondering, is it worth the price differential? I keep coming back to no. I understand why it's expensive. It's expensive because of the tech in it. It's expensive because of the glass eyes. It's expensive because of magnetic glass eyes. It's expensive because the routing is good. Someone has to do that. Maybe that person or the people that do that, they're in high demand, so therefore they can name their price. Or even if it's like, you know, not the case, maybe that has to be taught to other people and that slows things down. Or even if loads of people can do it, but it still takes a lot of time, they have to pay by the hour. I don't know how it works, but I'm just kind of speculating. The materials they use will drive up the price. So I'd imagine, and of course they're going to, obviously, if they know what they have, they're going to, you know, they want to make profit. So they're going to, I'm guessing they manufacture these for a fraction of the price that you're actually going to sell them for. Right, so what you have with this, not much. You've got a very simple, can it stand up actually? That's a kind of a, yeah, that's something you probably would want. You'd want your figure to be able to stand up, yeah? Okay, so for this, from what I can see, and like, I can't make my final judgment until I see everything. I want to see the close-up images of the face. I want to see the close-up images of the tailoring, the weathering, the accessories, the base, everything. So this is like, you know, just one angle looking down, so it is kind of limited. But you got the purple coat Joker, you have the knife, you have the base, which I think is the floor of the bank, I'm not entirely sure. The thing straight in front of him, which looks like a kind of bazooka, that's the thing for changing the eyes. I'm wondering, like, when you're doing that, I'm just like wondering like how that works. Like, is it the one magnet, let's say it's like, let's just say one end of that is the North Pole, and then the one of the eyes is the South Pole. So obviously the North Pole of the little pencil thing, the tool that for moving the magnetic eyes there is going to be attracted to the pupil or the South Pole, and that will draw it in any direction. But I'm wondering, is the other end of that, when you flip it around, the opposite? Like, so if one's the North Pole, one's the South Pole, and then one of the eyes is the North Pole and one of the eyes is the South Pole. Sorry, that's a really, really nerdy science thing, but I'm just wondering, because if my logic was, if you had the pen and it's just North Pole and both of the eyes are South Pole, wouldn't it be very hard to, you know, wouldn't both eyes be attracted to the one thing? Or is that the whole thing? Do they move in unison or do they move separately? I don't know, it'd probably make more sense if they moved in unison, wouldn't you? Because you won't want one eye looking like that. I've spent way too much time. I think you know what I'm saying. I'm interested to see how that works. So you have 4 gloved hands and 2 seamless wrists. Of course, will they be articulated fingers? Because I thought the Type C ones were the only articulated ones. I'm not sure. I presume C is the higher tier because there's 3 tiers in this. So I'm guessing they aren't articulated. But that's strange. They just have the hands straight out then. They won't be moving at all. But then again, I suppose the in-art one here is kind of like that. So yeah, you've got the Glock. Of course, you got the, I think it's a Smith & Wesson on the right hand side there. You got the cards, the money, and you got a bunch of grenades and what I assume are die-cast cuffs. Yeah, so $800, that's what you get. I will say this though, I don't have any interest in the Hot Toys Artisan one because I think that in-art is better. Looking at this, I can't tell if it's better or not, but I'm sure like if it's 800 for one figure, they'd want to make sure it's better. Like, but again, that depends on the likeness has to be spot on, the paint apps have to be spot on, the rooted hair has to be spot on. The you know, you expect articulation, him to be able to stand up properly. None of this magnet issues which some people are having with their in-arts. But all the basics have to be good, or they have to be exceptional, really, and all the extra tech, like the magnetic rolling eyes has to work correctly, the articulation in the wrists and the head and stuff like that. That should all work correctly as well. If in-art was never on the scene and I still didn't have a Joker, I could entertain this. But because I have the in-art, that's why I'm thinking I probably have no interest in this. I'm saying probably because I reserve the right to change your mind. It could be cool just to own one of them. But Okay, so here you're seeing the $1,200 tier. You've got, I think, pretty much everything that he comes with. So yeah, you have the Glock and the Smith & Wesson. You have the same base. Yeah, you have the knife, the same hands. I think it's basically everything, but you get another base, which wooden. It looks like, kind of looks like the wooden base for the in-art one. So maybe that's the jail cell one. The chair. I think the chair is random. I think you need the chair, the desk, and the lamp to do that scene. When is he ever just sitting on a chair? Now maybe I'm wrong, like, but I know he's sitting at a chair, but he's sitting in a chair at the desk with the lamp, and you know, Batman's behind him. So you've got the head sculpt there. I'm not sure how good. I'm looking at the head sculpt, not the head sculpt on him, the head sculpt down on the left bottom corner there. Not sure how good that is. It's too small. I need to zoom in. I did see a zoomed in image earlier on. I thought it looked good, but I still didn't think it looked amazing. But I need to see more. That's what I'm saying. You got the controller there for the boat scene. The two dogs look pretty good, and I'm glad they're in different poses and stuff like that. But again, I hope they don't turn out like Einstein. I'm coming back to, we saw the video, there was a little bit, and now we're seeing the photos, there's a little bit more. I want to see, you know, all the production, the prototype images, to really come to see the likeness. I'm really curious to see the likeness more than anything else. But yeah, and then you have the $1,700. Like, there's not much of a difference there. What do you get? An extra body? An extra body, an extra... Yeah, it's an extra body really, isn't it? I suppose it is a whole extra body, but then we have that two Jokers, which are essentially the same as the in-art. People give out about that. But at least with the in-art, you had the... okay, the jail cell version didn't actually come with a coat, so you didn't have the option to put on the coat or this grey jacket. But it came with a whole different jail cell. The jail cell is huge. I have it right here. Like this, the metal bars, they're big. The real wood. It's a beautiful looking set. Like, so I mean, if I didn't have the in-art, would I be interested in one of these? Yes, but I think it would be that one. Now, to my understanding, in the video, it said that the articulated fingers comes with only Type C. Would that be it only comes with the $1,700 one? That's something I would be willing to miss out on. And this is the one, if I didn't have the in-art, that I could be potential. This or the cheaper one, but like, it's still, it's a lot of money. It's a lot of money. So yeah, look, in conclusion, it does look good. Some strange choices. Strange choices being the two-pack that are essentially the same. You say the same thing about in-art. The inclusion of the chair with no lamp or no table, I think that's strange. This one here, just inclusion of the second base. Why? So you could pose him, I suppose, like pose him on the bank one, and then if that's the bank floor, I don't think he was ever on the, was he ever in, he was never in the bank floor with the purple coat. So yeah, look, it does look good, but it's very expensive. I can't see myself getting any of these, but who knows? I'll take a look anyway when the when all those promotional images come out. But I can't see myself picking this up. That's the end of the video. If you want to support the channel, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment. Let me know if you're picking any of these SKUs up or not, or if you have the in-art and you're happy with that, or if you have the Hot Toys Artisan and you're happy with that, or you just have no interest in this. You can also follow me on Instagram and on X. That's it. That's the end of the video. See you in the next one. Good luck.